Alright guys, welcome back to the channel Techado again, and in this video we are not going to talk about the DJI FPV because I already have the DJI FPV. Now I've already made videos about it. I just need to post that everything is edited finally because it's been a month I've posted any video. I'm currently working on my Twitch, you can actually regularly chat with me in Twitch about any tech products or any tech related stuff, even health related stuff in my channel. And let me quickly show you, this is my channel, tech_a_do. The reason behind I've started doing Twitch because it's more interactive. You can instantly chat with me about any sort of problems that you are having and you have a question too. That was what I was working with, but today it's all about the DJI MAVIC Air 2S. So let's quickly check out the DJI Air 2S. This is their launch video. Let's share it together. Well, we just saw the marketing video, which was pretty hilarious. Anyways, let's get down to specs. That's where we are comparing, and we are going to see that whether this is worth it or not. You know, like if you do need to upgrade, that's the whole video all about, whether you do need to upgrade to MAVIC Air 2S. Now, for beginners, those who are thinking in the United States, you need to register the drone. Absolutely 595 grams, way above the limit, which is 249 grams. So yes, you do have to register the drone. Remote ID is coming in, so remember this, end of this year, when remote ID comes in, you have to add a remote identification device to your drone if your manufacturer has not included that. So basically, a lot of drones might be grounded, those who cannot attach that remote ID. I don't know whether DJI is going to do it or not, or they have already kept the identification device out there. Maybe there will be a software update in which they can do that and bring it back. Now, max flight time is 31 minutes. 31 minutes, no wind. Hovering time is 30 minutes, no wind. You are looking into around about 20-25 minutes in the beach or places where there is high winds. Also depends upon how many knots of wind is available at that time, or what is the wind speed. A best way or a better way to test your wind speed or anything is to download something called AIRMAP. Now, AIRMAP has been there for a long time. This is an application that you can download on your phone and stuff like that, and you can literally just do a plan of flight. And if you have our part 107, you can actually to check whether you can flight or where you can fly. So right now you'll be seeing that there is a flight going on in Class D airspace. That's a very did we just notice a flight that is happening in Hilltop Park near Long Beach Airport? Anyways, I hope this gentleman out here has has the FAA authorization to fly. I mean, I don't know how high it is. There is a there is a ghost flight. You should not fly 5 miles under the radius, but yeah, this is definitely he had to take authorization, because if you do not have authorization by FAA, you cannot fly. So I'm pretty sure he has taken authorization, but you can see places where you cannot fly, and where you require authorization, like this right now going on right here, which is Williamson Avenue and Chestnut Place. This small flight, probably somebody's just testing out their drones or anything, cannot happen until and unless you have FAA authorization. So if you are somewhere near Long Beach, Manhattan Beach, Santa Monica and stuff like that, these are zones where you should be careful. These are also very, very, iffy kind of a place where you can fall in trouble. As a newbie, you do need to understand this, that there is not a lot of places in Los Angeles that you can fly for your DJI Mavic Air 2S actually. What I'm more excited about is this part, where they have said is they have like a 5.4K video capability, which is going to be this part out here. Now 5.4K at 30 FPS, it's not that good for action shot or type of shots. So for example, let's again go to like my channel. So this video is very interesting because I started with 4K at 60 FPS. I'm just going to see. So this is an action shot. In this action shot, it was shot with a very micro drone, which is like a probably it was 130 grams, and the only way to achieve was that my sound was round about prop sound was around about 30 or 40 decibels. I was not very far away from these bisons. So watch this shot. Again, this is shot in 4K at 60 FPS, and your Mavic Air 2 can do that, but cannot take shots like this because your Mavic Air 2 will disturb peace of wildlife. Now that is the reason, like, I like to build drones which are very, very small. In that way, I do not disturb the peace. Right now you will see that these bisons do not even have a clue that they are getting shot in an amazing position by me. 4K at 60 FPS. So 4K at 60 FPS matters a lot, where you can actually slow down some tracks and bring it back again. Another example of 4K at 60 FPS will be right out here. So hold on a second. So another example of 4K at 60 FPS will be something like this, where I'm trying to chase down this motorboat on a lake and everything. And what I can do is that, like, I'm flying FPV, so my GoPro is taking 4K at 60 FPS, and shots like this where I can slow down the track a little bit and then bank around is very, very critical to shoot. So make sure you're shooting action scenes at 4K at 60 FPS. So what can you shoot at 5K? Well, you can shoot something like this in 5K at 30 FPS. So for example, out here in this video, you'll see that this is a shot that 4K beautiful sunset, the golden hour. You want to take a small shot like this, you're shooting at 5.4K at 30 FPS. So if you shoot at 30 FPS, and this is not an action scene, it's a scenic scene. So scenic scenes will look amazing if you're shooting at 5.4K at 30 FPS. But then again, if you're doing a little bit of roll and banking and all that stuff, you would require something more than that. So that was just an explanation of how and when you can use a 5K and a 6K video settings for what sort of scenes or purposes. If you are a professional, you already know this. So I mean, I already know that. But here's one more stuff. What I like is that you can also shoot full HD at 120 FPS. So full HD for home videos is fine, but if you're shooting professionally, you will not even require full HD, to be honest. Now here comes sensing system. Forward, backward, downward, left and right is not available. Upward is available. You do need that obstacle avoidance sensors to be available on the site. That's where Mavic 2 comes into play, because that is more practical rather than having a top sensor, because there's already front sensors covering you. Top sensors, I don't know whether it probably is not even required. Top sensors, you can have like one sensor. Like for example, you would see that, let's go to Autel's website. So go to Autel's website and let's see Evo 2 Pro overview. So you will see that they have two top sensors, not in the front but at the top, but they have sensors which are on the right. Now that same scenario applies for Mavic 2 system also. Mavic 2 sensors are going to be on the side. So this left and right sensors matters a lot when you're going sideways, because most of the time when you're taking shots or anything and you want to go sideways, these sensors will help you the most. Top sensors, again, doesn't matter a lot, to be honest, but they've included top sensors and they are trying to promote in a way where you can go between two like mountain caves and everything, and this will actually allow you to take those shots of going through the mountains and like two caves and stuff like that, which was actually shown in their intro video. I think these two top sensors, I do not see any purpose of it, to be honest. I would rather have a like this back sensors actually matter a lot, and bottom sensors matter a lot. Again, front sensors matter a lot. If they could have put two side sensors, which I don't think they have space to, that would have been amazing. Let's drop into formats. So you can shoot RAW, which is pretty amazing, but literally all like drones right now shoot RAW, to be honest. And they do have 10-bit D-Log for video resolution. So they're shooting H.264 and H.265. Make sure you're shooting at H.265. It's a smaller codec, packs a lot of information. This actually holds a lot of colors compared to the H.264. For some reason, it looks not that good with the H.264. Your iPhones are using H.265 or HEVC. That's what your iPhones use also. So more dynamic range if you are shooting with an H.265 video resolution set. Again, you can go to settings and change that. Now this is a very important thing, and yes, finally this is here. You see this, there is 4 antenna system in the video transmission. 4 antennas means stronger signal, stronger like penetration through like opaque objects. So yes, 4 antennas matter a lot, which means that it will also give you a very, very stable operation. So that if you consider, and if you are planning this to purchase it for a business or a future business or anything, and you are planning to use this by getting your FAA license, probably this is one of the drones that you would like to consider because of that 4 antenna system. And obviously they do have AirSense. AirSense allows you to know which sort of flights are located where. If you are somewhere outside US, you would not be able to use the 5.8 gigahertz channel frequency. Technically it's an illegal frequency in a lot of countries. Even in this country, even in United States, you will see that 5.8 is actually meant for fire and everything. So I think they have the best transmission system. OcuSync 2.0 is actually far way more better. So dropping on the last few minutes of this discussion, whether you should upgrade, there are a lot of other drones in the market also, and whether you should go for the DJI Mavic Air 2 S or not. And there is Mavic Air 2. What should you buy? Like, to be honest, if you're dropping in $1,000 and there is no purpose of you to drop in $1,000 on the Mavic Air 2, because the Mavic Air 2 is also $999. Like, what's this? Oh, so now, yeah, it's $988. For $10 more, you'll get the $999 one. So if you have a Mavic Mini and you're like itching to upgrade just because, like you think you can take it to the next level, do get the Mavic, do get the DJI Air S, or whatever they're calling it right now, Air 2S. So products, yeah, DJI Air 2S. Do get this one. This is a better version of it, bigger sensor, low light capabilities are going to be amazing. So yeah, then they have included master shots, which are very amazing, and 12-kilometer distance. 12 kilometers is around about 5.5 to 6 miles, to be honest. So Air 2S is a no-brainer for people, those who are thinking of DJI Mavic Air 2. Instead, that scrap it, get the DJI Air 2S. People, those who already have Mavic Air 2, do you guys need to upgrade? Well, I don't think so. You guys need to upgrade to a DJI Air 2S because you're not getting a lot of features. Yes, there is 2 extra antennas. Yes, the reception is better, but it's the same stuff. You can shoot at 4K at 60, half inch. You're not shooting in like sunset or anything. On sunset, yes, it will win again. So I don't think you do need to shoot, do need to invest on DJI Air 2. So I think you need to hold on a little bit and look for another Mavic series coming up. For people, those who have Mavic Pro, Mavic 2 Zoom, you guys are Gucci. You guys are set. You do not need to purchase this DJI Air 2S because you already guys have whatever you need. Now there's a feature of the Mavic 2 Zoom which I always used to love, is that you can zoom it, like there's digital zoom, and that helps a lot compared to having a 1-inch sensor if you're shooting in the morning. Again, in the evening, if you have a Mavic 2 Pro, you do not have to worry for anything. You already have got 360 obstacle avoidance. I don't think any requirement is there to even, upgrade to a DJI Air 2S. Obviously, a good second drone to keep with. People, those who are having DJI Mini 2, well, here is the thing. If you have purchased DJI Mini 2, which is this guy, you're shooting 4K at 30. If you're shooting action shots, you would require 4K 60. Because if you're constantly going to 1080p at 120, you're not getting the good quality of it. So yes, you might think of upgrading to Air 2S, but the moment you cross that Mini 2, you have to notice this is under 250 gram. Above 250 gram, you would require an FAA authorization, or just you have to go to FAA.gov and register your drone, which is again what I would recommend, to go to FAA.gov and just write US. Actually, it's not drone, it's US. What am I talking about? I think they're called UA now. So yeah, FAA.gov actually. There you go. From here, you go to FAA.gov/UAS, and then you go to register your drone, and that's it. You do not need to do anything else. Go out here, fill up the recreation part, because you're not part 107. Register this, put your account, and make everything, and you're good to go. Make sure you're doing this for people, those who are joining, because I know a lot of people that do not even register their quads at all. I've told them millions of times, you have a Mavic 2, Mavic 2 Pro, go and please register. But I can only say, rest on depends upon your and what you want to do. But definitely upgrade that we can consider about the Air 2S. Not big of a difference. Again, it's a 5-inch quad versus a 7-inch. In drones, the bigger the quad, the better it is for high winds, especially in Los Angeles. Again, if you are in somewhere else where there's not a lot of winds, Mavic Mini 2 will do fine too. Do let me know down in comments section below whether this elaborative video help you make the decision for your purchase or not. What would you rather prefer, the Mini 2, the DJI Mavic Air 2, or the Air 2S? Or you are going to go a route which is totally different, built solely on experience. That's going to be the FPV Air 2. So that's it, folks. That's it from the channel Techado. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation, understood. This presentation also allowed you to decide between whether you want to purchase it or not, and I will do have my links below. Do check out my Twitch channel also. If ever you have any questions, hop in the Twitch channel, ask me questions, and I will definitely answer to you. That's my cat, by the way. I need to feed him, so goodbye.